Winter is intricately woven into the American story, a season that embodies both breathtaking beauty and formidable hardship. It is a time when nature's artistry is on full display, painting the world in shades of white and gray. We cherish snow days, where families come together to enjoy the frosty wonderland and cozy fires that warm our homes and hearts. Yet, we also brace ourselves for the challenges of icy roads and the biting cold that tests our resilience. Historic storms, such as the infamous Great Blizzard of 1888 and the more recent polar vortexes, serve as stark reminders of winter's immense power to upend our daily lives, leaving a lasting impact on communities. Forecasting winter has always been a crucial endeavor, evolving from the ancient sky watchers who read the stars to today's advanced supercomputers and satellites that scan the skies for signs of impending storms. Despite our technological advancements, predicting the nuances of winter months ahead remains a daunting challenge, filled with uncertainties and variables that even the most sophisticated models struggle to capture. These forecasts are vital. They guide city budgets, utility preparations, and even our holiday plans, ensuring that we are ready to face whatever winter may bring. Farmers, city managers, and families all depend on knowing what winter might bring, as it influences everything from crop yields to municipal resource allocation. As we look to the years 2025 through 2027, the stakes are higher than ever, with each winter season presenting new challenges and opportunities for adaptation. Climate change is making old patterns less reliable, increasing uncertainty and forcing us to rethink our strategies for dealing with winter's unpredictability. Understanding temperature shifts, precipitation trends, and extreme events is now essential for building resilience and ensuring that communities can withstand the harshest of winter conditions. This isn't just academic, it's about preparing for real-world impacts that affect our safety, economy, and way of life. Our forecast offers a glimpse into the future, helping us adapt to winter's unpredictable dance and navigate the challenges it presents. It's a roadmap for navigating the challenges ahead, providing guidance on how to prepare and respond to winter's demands. The question remains, what will winter bring? This question shapes how we live, work, and plan for the future. The answer to this question shapes how we live, work, and plan, influencing everything from daily routines to long-term strategies. As the climate shifts, so must our strategies, evolving to meet the demands of a changing world and ensuring that we are prepared for whatever winter may bring. Each winter is a test of our adaptability, challenging us to find new ways to cope with the season's demands and to support one another in times of need. The coming years will demand flexibility and foresight, requiring us to think ahead and plan for a future where winter's challenges are met with resilience and innovation. Our best defense is preparation, informed by the latest science and guided by the wisdom of those who have weathered many winters before us. Winter's story is still being written, with each season adding new chapters to the narrative of our lives and our world. With each forecast, we turn the page, eager to see what the next chapter holds and how we will rise to meet the challenges it presents. Let's see what the next chapters hold as we continue to adapt and thrive in the face of winter's unpredictable dance. The winter of 2025-2026 is shaping up to be a season of dramatic contrasts, effectively splitting the nation in two distinct weather zones. The North, including the Pacific Northwest, Northern Rockies, Upper Midwest, and New England, can expect a colder than average season, with frequent and sometimes severe Arctic air intrusions, bringing extended periods of frigid temperatures and heavy snowfall. Cities like Seattle, Minneapolis, and Boston should brace for persistent cold snaps, icy conditions, and more days below freezing than usual, making winter gear and preparedness essential. Meanwhile, the South, from California across to the Southeast, will experience milder temperatures overall, with fewer intense cold spells and more days of comfortable, even spring-like weather. The central U.S. becomes a true battleground, swinging unpredictably between bursts of spring-like warmth and sudden plunges into deep winter cold, sometimes within the same week. This volatility means residents in places like Kansas City and Indianapolis must stay alert for rapid changes, as weather can shift from mild to hazardous in a matter of hours, impacting travel and daily plans. The North's persistent chill will drive up heating demand and likely increase energy bills, while the South may benefit from lower heating costs and more opportunities to enjoy the outdoors. These regional contrasts will shape everything from utility bills to daily routines, affecting how people commute, exercise, and even plan family activities throughout the season. There's no single winter story this year. Each region faces its own unique set of challenges, from snow emergencies to unseasonably warm days. Understanding this dramatic divide is key to preparing for what's ahead, ensuring families and communities can adapt to whatever winter brings their way. For the winter of 2026-2027, the familiar temperature divide across the United States is expected to fade away. Instead, widespread cold is likely to grip most of the country, with few regions spared from the chill. Meteorologists are forecasting a season that could be remembered for its intensity and reach. A strong La Niña pattern may develop, driving frigid Arctic air deep into the eastern two-thirds of the U.S. This setup could echo the severe, bone-chilling winters of the late 1970s, when cold waves swept across the nation and set records that still stand today. The Great Lakes and Ohio Valley are especially vulnerable, with cities like Chicago and Detroit likely to endure relentless cold. Residents there could face weeks, or even months, with temperatures stuck below freezing, making daily life a true winter endurance test. Even the South, which is usually spared from harsh winter weather, will face colder than average conditions. The risk of damaging freezes and rare snowfalls will increase, threatening crops, infrastructure, and communities unaccustomed to such extremes. Only the West Coast may escape the worst, with near-average or even slightly warmer temperatures expected. Cities along the Pacific may enjoy milder days while the rest of the country shivers. A persistent Pacific ridge could act as a shield, protecting coastal areas from the deep freeze. However, the rest of the nation must brace for a winter chill that could be both memorable and challenging. The relentless cold will test not only infrastructure, like roads, power lines, and water systems, but also the patience and resilience of millions of Americans. Preparation will be crucial, especially for regions unaccustomed to harsh winters. Stocking up on essentials, winterizing homes, and staying informed will help communities weather the storm. This season could truly redefine what Americans expect from winter, leaving a lasting impression on communities from coast to coast. Precipitation in 2025-2026 mirrors the temperature split. The central U.S., from the Pacific Northwest through the Midwest to the Northeast, will see frequent storms and above-average snow. Cities like Buffalo and Boston should prepare for a steady barrage of snow, straining budgets, and disrupting travel. The South, meanwhile, faces a drier-than-normal winter, raising drought and wildfire risks, especially in California and the Southwest. The Southeast dryness could stress agriculture and water supplies. This winter will be defined by a stark north-south divide. Some regions will battle snow, others will hope for rain. The pattern highlights the complexity of America's winter climate. Preparation will be key for both the haves and have-nots of precipitation. The 2026 Odisjula Yeta Den 26 Gore. On 2027 winter brings a dramatic shift in precipitation. The storm track moves south, with the Pacific Northwest remaining stormy and snowy, potentially facing atmospheric rivers and flooding. The Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic brace for major snowstorms, with the potential for blizzards along the I-95 corridor. The southern tier, Texas, Gulf Coast, Florida, remains dry, compounding drought and wildfire risks. The Central Rockies may see less snow, raising water concerns. This winter delivers moisture to some while leaving others parched. The risk of major snow events in the east is high. Regional impacts will be profound and lasting. Extreme weather is a hallmark of these winters. In 2025-2026, the central U.S. faces a heightened risk of ice storms, especially in the Ohio Valley and Mid-South, threatening power lines and travel. Preparedness is essential. Even a thin layer of ice can paralyze cities. For 2026 2026, 2027, the focus shifts to blizzards in the east, with the potential for paralyzing snow, fierce winds, and widespread disruption. Major cities from D.C. to Boston could be brought to a standstill. Economic impacts could reach billions, and public safety will be at risk. Emergency plans must be reviewed and updated now. The ingredients for high-impact storms are in place. Winter's extremes demand vigilance and readiness. Winter forecasts carry high stakes for American agriculture. In 2025-2026, dry, warm conditions in the South, threaten winter wheat and fruit crops with poor chill hours and drought-stressing yields. Citrus groves and livestock face increased risks from pests, disease, and water shortages. In 2026-2027, deep snow in the Midwest insulates crops but may delay spring planting. The Southeast faces the threat of damaging freezes, endangering citrus and vegetables. A single cold snap could devastate entire harvests. Farmers must prepare for both drought and deep cold, investing in protection and flexibility. The coming winters will test the resilience of America's food system. Cities will feel winter's full force. In 2025-2026, frequent snow in the Midwest and Northeast will strain budgets and slow daily life. Constant plowing and salting will challenge infrastructure and the environment. Heating costs will rise, and utilities must brace for outages. In 2026 to 2027, the risk of major blizzards on the East Coast threatens to paralyze cities, disrupt supply chains, and endanger public safety. Aging infrastructure faces increased risk of water main breaks and power failures. Vulnerable populations are especially at risk during prolonged cold and outages. Urban resilience will depend on preparation, investment, and rapid response. These winters are a wake-up call for city planners nationwide. These forecasts are rooted in global climate patterns, especially the El Niño Southern Oscillation. El Niño in 2025-2026 brings a warm south and cold north, while a shift to La Niña in 2026-2027 drives widespread cold and snow. The strength and position of these patterns shape every winter's character. But global warming is changing the rules. A warmer atmosphere holds more moisture, fueling heavier storms and more extreme events. Arctic amplification weakens the polar vortex, making severe cold snaps more likely even as the planet warms. The interplay of natural cycles and human-driven change creates unprecedented challenges. Each winter is now a test of our adaptability. The future will bring more surprises and more need for preparation. Understanding these forces is key to resilience. In a warming world, winter's story is only getting more unpredictable.